Hello everybody and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we'll be talking about the Easter Monday box office and how Sonic the Hedgehog 2, even after its second week of release, was able to beat the brand new release of Fantastic Beasts 3, really showing us how poorly Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore is doing in the domestic marketplace and why they should be pretty concerned for the future of this film financially, and therefore, by extension, the future of this new franchise, which really has never gotten off the ground with fans as far as people's general reactions to the films themselves, and that has been made very clear by the continuous drop-off from year to year, pretty massive drop-off in total audience and total revenue for each of the subsequent films, and we're likely to see another massive drop-off with this film as well, based on these early numbers. But of course, the big story is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 beating Secrets of Dumbledore at the Easter Monday box office. But before going any further into this bit of news, please make sure you smash that like button, live that fire button if you're watching over on Odyssey, and also make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Well, that bell notification turned on, that way you know every time a new video or live stream goes live on the channel. So as we wait for The Northman to get a wide release this Thursday, tomorrow, in fact, as of the time I'm recording this video, I'm very, very excited and pumped to go see it myself. We, of course, are going to be looking at the current state of the box office, and so the big news, of course, comes from Deadline with, I think, quite a hypocritical title. It says, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 beats Dumbledore at Easter Monday box office. Who says families don't go to the movies in the streaming era? You do. You've made so many excuses during the pandemic era. Now there's the streaming era. You continue to make excuses for films that you like and the films that you want to support. But when it comes to films that you either have no dog in the fight or you recognize early on, ooh, I probably shouldn't back this one, you kind of change your tune a bit. And kind of interesting take nonetheless. But what is, of course, a big story is that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is doing better than The Secrets of Dumbledore on its third Monday at this point for it, with only the first Monday of the Secrets of Dumbledore era. Or actually, no, would this be the second Monday of the Sonic era? I digress. Anyway, in an unusual feat for really any Monday at the box office, the number 2 movie from this past weekend beat the number 1 opening pick. Specifically, Paramount Sonic the Hedgehog 2 made $4.5 million on Monday, compared with Warner Brothers' The Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, which only made $3.68 million. Essentially, 41% of K-12 schools were out on break on Easter Monday, according to ComScore. That's the halo effect we're seeing at the box office, particularly with 2 family movies. Another gets added in the mix Friday with DreamWorks' The Bad Guys. Who says families don't want to come back to the movies as the pandemic ratchets down? Enough of all the talk of changing consumer habits. This week is a solid week for spring break across the nation, with ComScore also noting that K-12 schools are off 16% today, 15% on Monday, or on Wednesday and Thursday, and 17% on Friday. I don't quite understand why it ticks up on Friday, but again, I digress. In its first 4 days, Dumbledore has made only $45.8 million stateside. Through Sunday, the revised international cume was at $150 million. And again, it's that international number that is really propping this film up as being anything less than or anything more than a financial failure and flop, which means the movie is somewhere north of $200 million worldwide. Industry estimates believe Dumbledore, despite its franchise low U.S. Opening, could still clear $100 million. Could, not will, but could. I have a lot of doubts about that myself, which is how poorly that opening was, which is a number exhibition will be content with, especially having so much product in the marketplace before Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Dumbledore's Monday stateside was off 56% from its $80.3 million on Sunday. Yes, and that doesn't sound all that terrible, but when you actually look at the numbers and you compare them, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, after its 11th day of release, was only down 33%. In fact, it went up 4% from last week. That's pretty astounding. And as you even said yourselves, Deadline, for a film in its second week of release, or worse, in its third, fourth, it almost never beats the big opening film of the weekend, right? The brand new film. It almost never happens that the number 1 film from the weekend loses on the first Monday after its release. And yet, Fantastic Beasts has done just that. It lost to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 4.5 to 3.6, almost $1 million worth of difference. You then look at that total gross number there as well, 123.4 versus 45.8. Now, you say that the industry experts, so-called experts, say that, no, yeah, Fantastic Beasts could still, cross the $100 million mark, and that, they'd be happy with that. Who would be happy with that? That's only part of the story. You realize that this film, because it cost $200 million to produce, and you add on top of that marketing cost and the fact that studios don't get 100% of the box office, this film needs to make roughly $500 million worldwide just to break even, let alone make profit. So why are you saying that it needs to, if it reaches $100 million, which it could do, not that it will, but it could, that somehow would make this film anything less than a massive flop? It just doesn't make any sense to me, and it's amazing to me that they will continue to run cover for movies, even films that they don't really seem to be all that much of a fan of. It goes on. Meanwhile, the second Monday of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was up 4.6% from the sequel's first Monday, so according to their numbers, and 275% from the first movie's second Monday. Wow. Remember that first Sonic film came out before the pandemic. Ah, yes. And notice how they say here that the pandemic era is ratcheting down and not that it's over. They just can't let it go. They have to continue to try and instill fear in the minds of all. Sonic 2's running cum is 123.4 through 11 days, which is 15% of the original. Compared to the same frame, that pick finaled at 148.9, and this film will easily be able to beat that and will end up being quite a larger success than the original film did. Also faring well on Monday was A24's Everything Everywhere All at Once, which pulled in an estimated $930,000, which is 50% off from Sunday, taking its running total in week 4 to $18.6 million. The Daniels-directed movie is definitely headed towards north of $20 million, which, again, might be good for an A24 independent film, but based off of the budget for the film, it still needs to do a lot better than that if it is going to be able to make its money back based on the budget. So, big news, Fantastic Beasts loses to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I think that's pretty astounding. I think that says a lot, especially about the long-range forecasting for Fantastic Beasts, because if this trend continues, if it continues to lose, as they even mentioned, there's a lot of people that are going to be off this week, right? A lot of school-age kids are going to be off this week, and they are choosing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in droves over Fantastic Beasts, and that could be for a wide variety of reasons. But if that trend continues, and if this coming weekend, obviously the Northman's coming out, but the Northman is not expected to make a lot of money. The early projections have the opening weekend of that film being somewhere around $10 to $15 million, which I think could easily be beat by the third weekend of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or the second week of Fantastic Beasts. But if Fantastic Beasts has a typical 60% plus drop-off, that film's only going to make around, $15 to $20 million? So you could potentially see the Northman, even with a low number, beating Fantastic Beasts, let alone Sonic the Hedgehog 2, if it continues to have strong holds from week on to week on, could end up easily in that number one spot once again. Not looking good for Fantastic Beasts, not looking good for Warner Brothers, which, let's just be honest, has been a pretty trash company as of late, wasting a lot of money on these massive projects that don't get the returns on their investment, while other studios, which are a little bit better with their money, Paramount being one of them. Again, not saying that any of these companies, by the way, are good in any sense of the word. When it comes to handling their money, at least Paramount seems to be, in more cases than not, able to understand exactly how much money they should put towards a film, and then are able to, through marketing campaigns, at least be able to get enough people to show up to their films to make their money back. Again, it's not the rule in every single case, but you can check out the box office charting over at my website, OMBReviews.com, if you want to do a further deep dive into this information yourself. Because again, that $192 million opening weekend for Fantastic Beasts, including early releases in the international markets, puts this film in a pretty deep hole. Has a long way to go if it hopes to ever reach the point of profitability. But what are y'all's thoughts about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, smash that like button, have that fire button on Odyssey. Y'all all amazing and beautiful people. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my April Patreon, Subscribe Star, and Locals members. Starting off with Patreon with Animation Commentator, Brandon, let's go Brandon, Brian P., Christopher Bowman, Father Christopher Miller, Hail to you, Father, Father Damian Cook, Garrett Searles, Harold Francis, Hymir Ari Hymeson, Inflamed Wood, Jacob from Holland, Jeff Toon, Joe Horn, Jonathan Carney, Gomer Kyle 79, Laura, the Modern Major General Story, Mike Jackson, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mondo Spieler, Mr. Peabody, On to June, Orange Hat Reviews, Priscilla Hall, Rosella Allen, Stan Andrian, Miss Martin Muses, Theodore Bendon, Tina Bojan, and Tina B., the Empress of the Universe. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. And also to my Subscribe Star peeps, Matt317, Storm Tracker, The R, Fast Reaction, Nosferatu Gatsu, Stand 4, John B., Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heiss, J-Rod the Beer Guru, and ZK-Man. And also a huge shout out to my Locals members, starting off with Kara Tharp, K Tharp 56. Also, UAB, Mad Dog, Mike Jackson, Robert Barnes, and also a huge support as well to Brett D90. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Locals. And I want to add a shout out for my newest Patreon member, One-Eyed Jack. Thank you again to everyone for supporting the channel. Please, if you want your name shouted out at the end of every live stream and video, go ahead and check out the top link at the video description. It is my Willow link, as I like to describe it, and it brings you to a link tree where you get access to all of these different locations, as well as all of the various social media platforms that you can follow me on. If you join at the Citizen of Asgard level, you get your name shouted out at the end of every single live stream and video. Army of Asgard level gets you that, plus you get access to a giveaways channel that I have on Discord. If you ever don't have access to that giveaways channel, please contact me. I do send out the link to the Discord and with the instructions on it at the beginning of every single month. But if you don't have access to that giveaways channel where I'm giving away 4Ks and Blu-rays and all that kind of stuff, as much as I possibly can give away is available there. Please just reach out to me and I will gladly walk you through the process to make sure you get access to that giveaways channel. And again, that is, Army of Asgard level, whether you be on Patreon, Subscribe Star, or on Locals. Also, if you are the Keeper of the Bifrost level, you get access to all of that. Plus, you get access to a podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger. We try and do it once or twice a month. I think we're going to try and do it twice this month to make up for some miscommunication that we had last month. So be on the lookout for that, and look out for those podcast Q&A posts that are always available on the Patreon main page, the Subscribe Star main page, on the YouTube side of things as well. The YouTube community tab, you'll always find the podcast Q&A there, and also on the Locals page as well. And if you join at the Chosen of Valhalla level, the highest of the levels, you get access to all of that. Plus, if it's your first month, you get a free t-shirt, any t-shirt you want from my Teespring, my TeePublic, whichever one you want to get it from. You just let me know the size, location I'm sending it to, color, that kind of stuff. You get it sent to you. Plus, you get to be featured once a month on the Chosen of Valhalla live stream, where we all come together and just talk about movies and really anything the Chosen want to talk about, and it is a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you all very much for your love and for your support. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless.